All right, welcome to the Longevity Method Challenge app overview. So we're going to start, you're going to notice at the top of the screen it says we're in practice mode. This is going to give participants the opportunity to actually use the app and get ready for Monday when we start on August 10th. The first thing that you're going to see under practice mode is the dashboard. The dashboard tells you which day that you're in and how many points you got for that day. Right below that dashboard, you have your daily habits. And you'll have protein goal, fiber goal, journal, your water goal, 60 minutes of movement, no eating 3 hours before bed, no alcohol, and in bed before 10 p.m. Those are your daily habits. Now, you can just check those off as you go. For example, no alcohol today. Maybe I did my journal. And you can also, if you're tracking your food independently, you can just say, hit my protein goal. But tracking protein and fiber can be a little bit challenging. So we've created this very easy way for you to do that. The first way is you can simply just scan a barcode. The second way is you can scan the food. So I have a prepaid, I should say pre-prepared meal that I'm going to scan as a demonstration. And what it's going to do is it's looking at everything in that dish and it's identifying the macronutrients for us. So that takes some of the legwork out. It does take a few seconds to do, but it's a pretty thorough engine that is really accurate. So once that's complete, you'll see we have grilled whitefish, mashed potatoes, cherry tomatoes. I personally, I'm not going to eat the lemon butter, so I'm going to take that out. The other thing I want to point out is you can see correct with AI. If, say, this was not whitefish and it was sea bass, I could simply tell it was sea bass and it would update it and also update the macronutrients. But if everything looks the way that I want it, I can simply say log. And so this will log it into my food log here, which you'll see at the top. You have your nutrition dashboard with what you've eaten in calories, what you've burned, and then the actual macronutrients. The other way that you can search for food is simply by just typing. Let's say I had a banana. I can search if you've eaten at a restaurant. You can name the restaurant and say what you ate. It will pull from a log there. You can select, I ate a small banana. If you only ate half, you can simply just say 0.5 or 0.5, and it actually updates the calculations for you. You can also say what time of day it was if it is not the proper time of day that you want to log it. For this one, I'm just going to say keep it at 1. If I want to save it to my foods, my favorite foods, I can simply toggle that on and save. And now, if I go to my foods, you'll notice I have a couple saved foods. I can simply just add from that screen. Now, if I say I only ate half of something, I could edit it here, just like I showed you in the previous screen. If you did a scan with your phone, and let's say it was a rice bowl, but you decided not to eat the rice, this little star here you can click and simply say, I only ate half, or I didn't eat the sauce. And it will actually do the recalculation for you. So sometimes we scan a picture of a plate of food, we don't eat it all. This comes in handy. So after that, I can say done or go back. Either one will take me back to my daily habits. And you'll notice that my protein and fiber goal has been updated automatically. And then if you didn't want to scan the food, you could just do a search and it would take you to that nutrition page and you could just search it manually. Water is also very simple. I've drank 32 ounces, hit the plus sign, and it starts to add it up. Once I get to my limit, it marks it off green for me automatically and gives me a point at the top. With activity, very similar. If you know that you got your 60 minutes in, you don't have to log activity, but if you choose to and want to track your activity, you can say log activity and simply say add your first activity. And most of us are playing pickleball, and I can pick my time frame if it's custom. I know a lot of us play 120 minutes. If you're tracking your heart rate, you can also put that in the calories burned if you chose to. Actually, I put the 120 in the wrong, so it should be in the custom minutes. The calories, let's just say I burned 600 calories. Save activity. If I wanted to add another one, I can do it here. I can also edit this activity, and I can hit save. So again, it's automatically checks my movement goal off for today. I'm doing good. Below that, you'll see your week in review. So it kind of gives you a graph of how you're doing from the points and how your days are going graphically. Below, you can put any wins, challenges, gratitude, reflections that you want to track. This is for you, and you're able to see that going back by simply going up here to this menu, hamburger menu, and going to my progress calendar. Since I only have no days logged yet, what you would just click on the day and it would give you a list of what habits you completed successfully and any notes that you left. So it's a way to track your progress. The other things I'll point out in the menu here, messages. If you want to send a message to Carolyn, you can send it to her in this app. She will respond to you in this app. We also have a food, if you just want to go right to the food log, right to the activity log, you can. If you're using Strava, for example, I use my Apple Watch, and when I'm done with an activity, whether it's pickleball, it automatically uploads to Strava, and then I can sync Strava with this app, and then it brings in my activity automatically. Same with the sleep. I can bring in my sleep as well automatically. It tells me what time I went to bed, what time I woke up. Both are optional. You don't have to do those, just nice to haves. And then you have your share feedback. Carolyn would love your feedback on any aspect of this, whether it's the app, the programming. It just helps us to continue to improve and help others based on your feedback. The last thing I'll point out is the leaderboard. So this is the fun part where we get to track and see who's in the lead, on how many points we have, and encourage each other. So that's the quick overview of the Challenge app. We're excited that you're here, and I wish you all the best success in your goal and what you're trying to achieve.